So in this Bible journaling session today, I was thinking about using colour around the words to make the words be emphasised. So I've got some examples here of like a really simple one where it's just got like little dashing lines around it and then some colour there. I've got other ones which are a bit more wacky where I've put loads of colour and just left a little bit of space for some words here. So there's just like masses of watercolour paint on that one, and then another one where I haven't done any other writing but I've only left it with the words that you can see with this very colourful background. So that was the technique that I was going to do today, but the section that we're going to look at is in Genesis 32. So following on in the book about daring to hope, the author writes a few things. She says, some might look at my life and think I've made it as a Christian, but I'm only just learning a complete dependence on God. I'm only just learning the tender side of Him that loves me relentlessly. It isn't an outward service or supposed success that teaches me who God is. Just like Jacob in the Bible, it's not the progress on the road that changes me, it's the wrestling. And when my head pounds with the question, where is God in this mess? My heart starts to know the inexplicable reality that He's right beside me. Some blessings were big and some were small, but there's no denying they're everywhere. So she talks about her experience of wrestling and giving thanks, and in the blessings beginning to get closer in communion with God. So the questions from this is, when has gratitude brought you closer to God? And also I think a question is, when have the times of wrestling, when have you known His presence with you? And how has that brought you closer to God? So I'm going to use those ideas to answer those questions. How I'm going to do it is by actually masking off the text. So I've got a bit of masking tape here, and it just about fits to cover over all of this text here. So, and I'm thinking because Jacob wrestled and then it was daybreak that he was aware that he'd met with God, is I'm going to use, I've actually got these pencils that are watercolour pencils, but they're kind of solid sticks, they're amazing. I'm going to use colourful ones like a morning sunrise, so just really, and because you've got it masked off, you can actually be quite rough at the edges. Obviously your paper's thin, so you need to be a bit careful, but I'm going to make like a sunshine to say like the morning daybreak, so they were the kind of colours that I was going to use. So you can see there I've put loads of this colour on. It's quite scruffy at the moment, but that's the advantage of watercolour pencils. If you're using like normal coloured pencils, you can blend them in together. I've got another one next to me here which is being done using crayons, and so they overlap and create really nice colours there. But with these watercolour pencils, the thing that's really cool is that you can get a baby wipe and kind of activate the colour in them. So you just rub the baby wipe over and then it blends and makes a really kind of vibrant paint on there. But being a baby wipe, it actually doesn't make the page too wet. I have done quite a bit of paint in my Bible, and there's times when it's really ruckled all the pages and been a little bit messy. I don't really mind it being messy, but there are times when it's like gone a bit too much even for me. So the baby wipe just is a much more gentle way of blending these colours and making them really strong. And then if you're using paint, you do need to let it dry before you try and do much more to it. So my page has dried and it's slightly bumpy, and I'm going to do something that's a little bit mad, and that is iron my Bible. It's only on a low heat setting, but it means that it just flattens it on. So I'll iron on this side and then iron on the other side. I haven't tested how it works if you iron wax crayons. I think it could be a bit of an interesting experience, but I've just ironed things that I've painted with watercolours or that sort of thing. So there you go, nice flat page. And then you can peel off your masking tape when you're ready. I did take off some of the stickiness of the masking tape by pressing it against my clothes before putting it down, otherwise it could be too sticky and potentially damage your page. So you have to go really slow, and that's done. And so it gives you a really nice bright white writing there, so you can read the text really well. And then I'm just going to write answers to the questions around here. So the questions being like, when has gratitude brought me closer to God? And I'm also going to answer the how have I met God in the wrestling, and think particularly about this time at the moment when we're all in isolation, and yeah, what I'm grateful to God for at this moment. So I'm going to do some writing and then we'll let you see. And so I've written the questions and I've answered them. I've kind of chosen to do them going out at different angles along with the lines of my colours, and so that's my finished page here. And this page here is done by Emma, the lovely daughter-in-law to be. So she's been doing this alongside me, which is, yeah, great, and kind of following the instructions, but has come up with a different, slightly different finish to it.